Yeah, so look, I want to tell you guys, right? There's only one way you can change your status. So I know a lot of you guys read different methods as far as like the affidavit. You read, oh, if you filed a bond against yourself, or if you file a UCC against yourself, or if you make a declaration, or if you get a nationality card, or all of these methods, even the passport, they'll use that, right? But the passport alone is not even how you change your status. The way you change your status, like I said again, is to get out of contracts. And I'm making this video specifically only about this topic only. So I'm not talking about anything else. And why is this so much important, right? Because courts and police officers and the whole jurisdiction that we live within don't recognize those processes. So they don't recognize the UCC coming to a courtroom, you utilizing that and operating as a trust. They don't recognize that. Or another person will bring an authenticated birth certificate to court. The court doesn't recognize that as well. Some people go to court with an affidavit of sovereignty. The court really don't recognize the affidavit of sovereignty. When people go to court and say, I'm a natural man and I'm operating from God or whatever the case might be, they still don't recognize that. So it's not the fact that you guys doing these processes, you bring in processes that the courts does not recognize. They only recognize territorial jurisdiction, specific jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction, and it's way more, to discuss than that. So you guys have to understand the jurisdictional basis on how the court obtain jurisdiction. So anytime someone want to make a challenge to jurisdiction, when you outside of jurisdiction, there's no challenge to be made because you operating outside of their whole jurisdiction. So when you operating within the territorial boundaries of the District of Columbia, of course you will be a subject to their administrative courts. So there's only one way to claim sovereignty, and that's to get out of contracts. I don't care how you slice it or dice it. If you don't get out of contracts, you are not sovereign. If you file an affidavit, but you have contracts with the state, you are not sovereign. If you get a state citizen passport and you're on a do not detain list and you still have contracts, you are not sovereign, because a sovereign person cannot have any contracts with the state. That's how you constantly find yourself getting citations from police officers. You will constantly find yourself being arrested by police officers. You constantly find yourself in these administrative courts because you don't understand contract. So contract is the reason why you are subjected to the jurisdiction. So in my personal opinion, get out of contracts. F the passport. You don't need the passport. You really don't need the do not detain list. You can give the Department of State back their passport. As long as you have no contracts within the state, you a private citizen for all I'm concerned. I'm out.